Rolling.
All right, let's give it up for the star of the show, Andrew Roberts.
Everybody, keep that round of applause going for Bernadette and Under the Golden Bag. Alright, so I'm not actually originally from here. I'm from a place called Berkeley. Time for a song. Woke up this morning, I had the blues. Wanted an iced soy latte, but the woman said, shout your order over the person in front. I thought, that's undignified, so I stood there awkwardly and then I walked off. Berkeley blues. Sometimes I think I'm racist, cause when I speak to other people of other races, when I'm finished speaking I think, Andrew, you're so not racist. That's kind of racist. Sometimes I think people in electric wheelchairs are deliberately trying to hit me. Berkeley blues. I used to carry change in my pocket for homeless people. Someone told me that they use that money for drugs. Now I carry heroin. Sometimes I look at high school girls' boobs on the bus, then I remember I'm 30. This girl at high school used to call me Butthead, cause I look like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead. So I called her fat. She was fat. These two guys said all my favorite movies were about being gay. Like Lord of the Rings, Shawshank Redemption, but the most offensive of all was Brokeback Mountain. What's gay about that? Keeping warm through mutual anal penetration is friendship. Having sex with your friends in the woods isn't gay. It's camping. So it's great to be here. Do you guys want to hear my San Francisco accent? No. Not good enough. I came here tonight all the way from Berkeley, California. Do we have any Americans in the house? Do you guys want to hear my San Francisco accent? Excuse me, sir, my daughter got burnt by the hot water. So my favourite thing about America so far is Thanksgiving Day. I think if we had that holiday in Australia, it would be called We Took All of Your Shit. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you. So, I like to go for long walks because I run out of fuel and I haven't got any money. And I was walking through the park recently and there was this woman and she's walking towards me and I was thinking to myself, we need a 10% environmental tax on everything to deal with pollution, you know, to clean up after ourselves. And then I thought, well, why don't you just do something, Andrew? There was a beer can, I'm like, just pick that beer can up and put it in the recycling. Think locally, yeah? And as I did, it was filled with urine. Now, I thought, we need a 10% environmental tax on everything. Because this woman was with her kid and she was looking at me and I thought she thought I was an alcoholic. So I said, no, it's okay, it's urine. Cheers. And she's all like, Sally, stay close to mummy. If I ever see that woman again, I'm just going to tell her, look, you can have your daughter back once you apologise. The moral of that story is if you're judgmental, I will take your kids. So is there anyone here tonight on dates? And I mean like, I'm not talking about like boyfriend and girlfriend, I mean you're still trying to impress the other person so that they show you their genitals. This song's about dates. You and I, we go out to the cinema. I get a bucket of popcorn to share between us. I know how to get you in the mood. I'm gonna put my penis to the bottom of the cardboard box with the popcorn in it. Penis in the popcorn. Penis in the popcorn, baby. When you get to the bottom, my will is waiting. It's blazing, it's tasting. The flavor is amazing. I heard it's high in protein. Penis! I don't care what anyone says, if you start off your show with a song about penises, you know it's going to be a good night. I love it. So, I went to buy a phone recently, and one of the questions they ask you when you want to buy a phone is they're like, oh, so like what race are you? Like, I don't know. Oh, well, like what were your ancestors? Criminals. Oh, so like Latino then? Like, dude, that is racist. Just put black. I think making fun of race is okay because it's like religion, it's not real, we made it up. And like, it doesn't matter, you know, because, I mean, we need to stop hating people because they're black, or because they're white, or because they're Muslim, or because they're Christian, and just start hating people because they're poor. Thank you. Because that's their fault, right, America? Because we might have a black president, I don't think that that's good enough. I think we should elect a homeless guy president. Because then we might get some change. I said, then we might get some change! It's funnier if you say it a second time. Man, I love homeless people. I think Americans don't really appreciate them as much as I do. I think you guys have got the hardest working homeless people in the world. You know, they're up before I am. Homeless people are great because you might have a bad day at work and you'll be like, fuck this shit, I'm going in there tomorrow, I'm going to tell them I quit. And then you walk outside and there's a guy asking for $1 so he doesn't die. And you're like, I could give it another day. As long as I'm not that guy, I just don't want to suck a dick against my will. Because life is hard. You would agree, wouldn't you? You would agree that life...
I would.
Good on you. And I remember the first time I found that out was like I was 15, that there was suffering in the world that went ignored. And I went to my room and I masturbated for 15 years. When I came out still suffering, I'm like, fuck it, I've done all I can. And there's a point where helping becomes enabling. Man. And every time I see like a documentary on the third world, I see kids running alongside the car, kicking a can, having the time of their lives. I look at our kids, emos. Here's a thought, stop feeding our kids. Or feed the emos to the Africans. Third world, whatever. 2 birds, 1 stone. Third world gets something to eat, and the emos get to live their dream of being consumed. Consumed. Man, I think everybody thinks about death. Hear me out. And I think when I die, I want to do it without pants. Just so no one's upset. You know, they're like, he died doing what he loved. He was having a strangle wank and slipped. You know? Apparently, if you wank while strangling yourself, it feels better. Is that true? You look like you would not.
I just read a report on that.
Yeah, you read a report. That's how he knows about it. He's been reading reports. Alright. I believe you. I'm super duper. So this next song I wrote, it's a new song. So hear me out. Gay folks should get married, or else how do gay backpackers get green cards? And 'cause marriage is gay, my friend broke up with his lady. He was crying and saying he's a loser, so I thought maybe I should suck his dick. I thought, that's the difference between being gay and being straight. God said man shall not lay with man, but that's 'cause Jesus was all I met these 12 great guys just hang out drinking wine, don't think I'm gonna get married. And that was the end of God's mind. That's why no one's last name is God anymore. Having bum sex is like eating pork. It's okay ever since antibiotics. Sorry if I offended anyone, but I hope I offended everybody equally. Thank you. I don't see, like, I agree with a lot of what religious people believe. I just don't see Jesus being all like, you know, love thy neighbour as thy brother, do unto others as you would have done to yourself, judge not lest ye be judged. And by the way, fuck faggots! It doesn't seem really, I mean, maybe it was tense, like just 12 guys around the table, maybe it was like, gay people are weird. Right, Jesus. Let's drink more. See what happens. But speaking of Mel Gibson, I like to picture Mel Gibson like at home on the phone to his agent pretending to be William Wallace. Just to like, hello, Mel wants to know if it was something he said. Big tits are disgusting. He hopes she gets raped by a pack of what? He meant that in a positive way. Yeah, like a rap song. Well, how was he supposed to know that everyone would get so upset about that word? Who the fuck is Michael Richards? Mel doesn't watch Seinfeld. Why do you think? They did kill Jesus. Hello? Fucking gobshite. So, how do you guys feel about the C word? Some people find it offensive. You know, but it's just a word. There's like third world, there's people dying on the street of starvation and you're offended by a word. I think, you know what I mean? Like, I think the irony is if you're offended by the C word, you're probably a cunt. Where I grew up, it was a term of endearment. I would go down to my friend's house and I'd be greeted at the door with, "Roberts, you great big dirty cunt." Hi, Mrs. Hanson, is David home? Yeah, he's out the back, you faggot. As in homosexuals, and fuck you. I love that joke. This next song is about, because I was poor, my first job was on a production line. Has anyone ever worked on a production line before? Worked.
Oh, work.
Like on a production line? It's shit. Fuck Henry Ford. Alright, so this song is about working on the production line. I am working on the production line. There's a man with a tattoo of a teardrop. He said, "I'll tell you who I love. Charles Manson." "I'll tell you who I hate. Women." My wife left me for another man. "What's he got that I haven't got?" I said, "Teeth." He said, "You're not funny. I'm not laughing." I said, "What do you think's funny?" He said, "Raping men like you in prison." Ah man, so fucking, I'm married to my wife, and it's great. I love her. That said, if I had one fucking critique, it would be that sometimes she, because she's American, talks too much, and I get bored. So one time, I slapped her. As a joke, you know? She beat the shit out of me. You know, it's like a game we like to play called America versus Afghanistan, where I give her a love tap and then she destroys me. I love you guys. I love you guys. Man, that was a 9/11 joke. I want you guys to know that you weren't the only ones who suffered on that day. I couldn't watch any of my favourite TV shows. Every fucking channel, someone's attacked America. Well, someone doesn't have a fucking country anymore. Can I watch Scooby-Doo or what? It's fucked up. Man, it's bad. With an American wife, you get, all the time, it's like, you know, you got married for a green card, accusing me of stealing jobs from hard-working Mexicans. You know what I mean? It's like, the dollar's shit here anyway. My mum sent me birthday money, I bought Detroit. There's no jobs here is what I'm saying. Fucking there's drugs and guns. Which is why I don't get TSA frisking me on the way in. They're all like, "Oh, sir, do you have any weapons, drugs, or contraband on your person?" I'm like, "Fucking not yet. Why do you think I'm here?" "Now touch my doodle." That's the best thing about America. You get a free doodle touch on the way in. I love it. It's so fucking great. Alright, so I'll play you guys another song. You guys want to hear a song? Yeah! This next song I wrote when I was back in Australia. It goes like this. I want to sing a song all about peace. I want to tell the world how much we need peace. First thing I need is a war. Singing about peace in peacetime is stupid. I know we've got some more but I want more. More! So I can pick up chicks talking shit about. Be like, hey, did you hear about this war? It's really bad, Jay. I'll tell you what we need. Wanna fuck? She's got like, get lost creepazoid. She's all like, do it for your country. Peace. So it's great being married because I never really had much sex anyway, and now now I have an excuse. Like when I go places, I'm like, I would fuck all these people, but I'll ball and chain. You know, shouldn't be down. You know, because when you're single, like women only want to fuck handsome, charming guys. I am punctual. How do you get that across? You know, you go to the way I used to get girls is the way homeless people get change. I'd go from one to the next to the next to the next, begging. Like, hey ladies, I hate to bother any of you, but would any of you happen to have any spare pussy that I could borrow? I'm like, fuck off. I'm like, when do you want me to come back? Set your watch, ladies. I'll be right here. You know, I fucking hate nightclubs because they won't let me in. But even if you did get in, there was always like macho guys. I fucking hate macho guys because I always like get intimidated and then I lose my temper and then I lose my train of thought. You know, when they like bump your shoulder and they're like, fucking watch it. You watch it. You're having a fucking go, mate. I'm like, fucking start me up, champion. I'm about to kick your fucking ass. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm about to suck your fucking dick. Watch out for that. You know what I mean? And the worst, even worse was like macho, like I hated big macho guys in like tight vaginal pink shirts. It's like on the one hand I find you intimidating, on the other hand I want to be inside you. You make me this way. Man, I think Brokeback Mountain put an end to a lot of man-on-man camping. You know what I mean? Like, my parents' generation, men went camping alone together all the time. And I was like, what should we take with this camping, Bob? I don't know, Dave, how about a fucking third person? Yeah, you're right, Bob, that way we could have a spit roast. Nothing fills me up quite like a spit roast. If you don't know, I'm telling you. Yeah, man. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes, not anymore, but I used to find women sexy, you know? And like one time I was in my car and there was a cyclist in front of me, I'm like, man, I'd like to eat her ass. Like a pit bull with lockjaw. Just like... And then I drove past and it was a man. You know, and it was even worse for him because he was looking at me in my car staring at him like this. And he's all like, what the fuck? Straight into a parked car. Knocked himself out cold. It was even worse when he woke up and I was eating his asshole. So, do you guys like sex? Me too, man, we're the same. But I'm shit at it. And I blame the public education system. Because it's far too anatomical. You know what I'm saying? It's all like, oh, we've got the cervix here, we've got the ovaries there. Like, fucking, where's the clitoris? Here's the fallopian tubes. I'm like, awesome. If I ever need to give a woman a hysterectomy, I'm all set. You know? It wasn't until I was 25 that I found out that the clitoris has a hood. And that's why you can't please it, it's a hipster. As I'm like, no one understands me. Touching too much. I'm going to withdraw. And it's in a woman's vagina. So, here's another song. All the hipsters in the house, come on, let me hear you say. Man. Don't touch that. Fuck you. Excellent. All right. Yeah. Man. This song is dedicated to myself. I like black rimmed spectacles. My girlfriend has an ironic tattoo. My parents send me money to finish my liberal arts degree at UC Berkeley. I understand black people, Mexicans too. I hate myself, but I'm better than you. Better not call me a fucking hipster. Thank you. So, I love Justin Bieber. I think he's great. But I'm tired of people being like, I hate Justin Bieber's music. It's like, yeah, well maybe you're not a 14-year-old girl. Maybe the Biebs ain't singing to you. You know, maybe if you wrote a song about being middle-aged and watching your dreams slowly die, you'd be like, hey, I really relate to this guy. You know, I mean, like, I hate him. He's not a fucking dictator, he's not a murderer, he's not even mean, he's just a 14-year-old lesbian who won the YouTube lottery. You know what I mean? And for me, Justin Bieber sums up what being a 14-year-old boy is all about. You know, because I've seen the video clip, there's that girl bending over to pick up the bowling ball, and you can just see the tiniest squip of white cotton panty glistening in the sun. And poor little Biebs' doodle is trying to pop out of his tight Levi's. And he's like, baby, 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 no! Man, it's hard being like a teenage boy, pardon the pun, because there's so much pressure placed on you. You know, you're in high school, they're like, these next years are going to be the most formative of your life. What is it that you want to do? And you're just sitting there at your desk, grouping it with shards of wood and veneer just plastered all over the wall, and you're like, I want to fuck something! It's fucking bad, man. Alright, so, have you guys, what's the time like, Mariam? 10. 10 minutes 45. 10 minutes 45, alright. 35. So this song I wrote also before I was married. It was after I broke up with my girlfriend 6 years earlier. And I started to get the impression that she wasn't coming back. But I didn't see somebody new. I didn't meet her, but I saw her, and this song is dedicated to her. I've been alone with you inside my mind, and in my dreams I've kissed your lips 1,000 times. If you're thinking this is just Lionel Richie's hello, yeah, I know I changed the words in a moment, 'cause I don't know where you are, Found out where you are, and now I'm living there too. Although you don't quite know it, 'cause I'm hiding in your roof. I long to be with you, and I want to tell you so much. Your days are through. You should probably move. Even if you do, I'll still find you. Alright guys, that is it for me. I've been Andrew Roberts. Another round of applause everybody for Under the Golden Gate. Maria Connor, Bernadette, Dave, Quinn Whitmire, everybody who helped out with everything. Thank you guys, and especially thank you guys for coming out tonight. It was really supportive. Thank you very much.